The International Court of Justice on Friday ruled that Israel's actions in its military invasion on the Gaza Strip is suspected of genocide. The court sided with South Africa on almost all of its assertions that the court had jurisdiction to hear the matter, that South Africa had the right to bring this case to the International Court of Justice. The court also agreed with South Africa that the rights of Palestinian people in Gaza has to be protected by this court. It threw out Israel's argument that the court should not hear the matter and did not side with Israel on its argument that South Africa was an ally of Hamas. The court granted provisional measures, which was an important victory for South Africa, but it did not grant South Africa exactly what it wanted, which was a ceasefire for Israel to immediately halt its military actions in the Gaza Strip. However, the court ruled that Israel must stop all its genocidal acts in its military invasion of Gaza immediately, which means stop killing civilians, stop causing harm mentally and physically, stop the displacement, among other things. The court also ruled that Israel should allow for humanitarian aid to enter the Gaza Strip. It also ruled that Israel must punish those who are inciting for genocide, the likes of some Israeli politicians, and that Israel must report back to the court on its efforts to comply with this court order within a month. Now, South Africa says they have been vindicated by this judgment. They say that despite the fact that there is no clear ruling of a ceasefire, it affirms their position that Israel is in breach of international law and that everyone is equal before the law. Israel has immediately responded, saying that the judgment was anti-Semitic and that it would not comply with the judgment. The move now focuses on the United Nations Security Council. South Africa already said that this judgment will then be referred to the UN Security Council and noted that many countries, allies of Israel, like the United States, have a obligation now under the Genocide Convention to not support Israel's military invasion of Gaza because it is suspected of genocide. This is a big moment for South Africa. It does not immediately halt the fighting and the war in Gaza, but if the court order is implemented, then the war as we know it for the last 3 months or so has to end. Israel has to stop killing civilians. We know that more than 25,000 people have been killed, the majority of whom are women and children. And South Africa says that this case is not about anyone other than the people most affected, which is the Palestinian people who continue to be bombarded and face severe starvation and displacement.